Welcome to Sounds of the People Presents. My name is Louise Mercado, and today my guest is FLORIE Freshman. She's a former Queens resident, an artist, an entertainer, an advocate for women's health issues, and she's also a child of Holocaust survivors, one of who died of cancer. Tell me, FLORIE, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What kind of cancer did your mother die from?
We believe it started in the breast.
What do you believe caused the cancer?
Well, she had told me when I was visiting her from my college up in Westchester that she was planning on taking estrogen shots, injections, to keep her menstrual cycle going since she was 52 and was going through a change of life. And I told her I had never heard of it. I didn't even know what it was. And I told her just to do whatever made her happy if, you know, she told me that the doctor had suggested it to her. And within a year and a half, she was 6 feet under.
Okay, so now, what type of therapy? You mentioned that they had given her some type of therapy.
Yes, injections of female hormones. At the time, it was just estrogen, and now they mix it with another female hormone, progestin, and they're finding that it takes longer to do the damage since the estrogen is at a slower level.
So is this the hormone replacement therapy you mentioned?
Yes.
So now what is that exactly?
It's supposed to prevent osteoporosis. So they're scaring menopausal women into thinking they'll be all hunched over within a few years. And the prevention of osteoporosis is exercise, calcium-rich foods, and just eating healthy foods in general.
Okay. And how has this affected your life?
I have missed my mother more and more over the 24 years that I've lost her, since I've lost her. I've come to terms with the fact that the doctor who gave her these injections probably didn't know he was doing her any harm. And I've managed to work through the anger and the depression when I would see other people my age with their mothers going shopping or having a coffee together and all of those things that I miss. And I've been able to begin recalling some of the good times we had.
And how has this influenced your research?
It seems that I've been managing to find articles and books that had information about estrogen and estrogen toxicity, and I managed to put 2 and 2 together and have come to the conclusion that the people are not really educated as to the side effects of this chemical, which is artificially introduced into the female body and in some cases some men's bodies as well.
Yeah. Well, you had given me an article that's dated in the year 2000 from the Scottsdale Tribune, and it says, physicians never discuss any of these risks when they are prescribing hormone therapy. It says, while stressing the value of estrogen treatments for women, a government scientific advisory panel recommended Friday that the chemical be added to the nation's list of cancer-causing agents. Maybe one scientist said this step might encourage doctors to talk with their patients about both the risks and the benefits.
Yes.
So tell me a little, elaborate on that.
Well, the article also mentions that 16 million women are taking estrogen products. And then I found out from my hairdresser, who is a diethylstilbestrol baby, which was a form of estrogen given between 1940 and 1971 to pregnant mothers who were afraid to miscarry, and it caused malformations in their daughter's womb. That she found out that the ranches that have horses perpetually pregnant in cages to put their urine in a tiny little cup. Most of their lives they spend in one position, and then she told me that they slaughter the babies because she saw an ad in a horse magazine which was veterinarily inclined to save the Premarin babies. Now, Premarin is pregnant mare's urine, and this is what they've been injecting or given in pill form to women of menopause and postmenopausal age. They also use this pregnant mare's urine, either a derivative of that estrogen-rich urine, in they either synthesize it or put it in as the estrogen itself in birth control pills, which all my girlfriends were on in college. Such an education I had.
Well, there was a reporter from the Associated Press who said that, who asked, is knowledge power or is ignorant bliss?
Right.
And not quite sure. I mean, speaking with some of the doctors, you would think they feel ignorant is bliss. Now, I understand you wrote a song called The Dance of the Ranch?
Yes, based on the feelings that I had that the horses in these cages peeing in a little cup, I think that I've been communicating telepathically with them, and I'm hoping that they get the message that I'm here to try to save them. So I wrote this song called The Dance of the Ranch, which is my feelings about the issues. Such is the dance of the pregnant mare's ranch, where their babies disappear. The perpetual dance of the pregnant mare's ranch, where the colts never prance for their moms. Some doctors step blindly for prizes at the end, dispensing so kindly you're inclined to bend to their will. It's time to stop the crime of secrecy. This is the hour when knowledge is power. I envision a land where a horse runs in bands and their waters go back to the sands. Open the cages, the dance of the ages, the natural order's at hand. Let's dance in a circle for the circle of pills. It gives me the chills that these pills cause such ills. Let us dance. So pass the peace pipe, heal the wounds all up. How would you like to live to fill a cup? Stop the wheel turning and go in slow motion. Prevention is always a cure. If it ain't broke, don't fix it or mix it to jinx it. It cannot take much to feel pure. Bring back the ring or the cervical cap. A pessary's necessary and must be brought back. Bring the ring. So let the change of life go naturally. Use your mind to dine more healthfully. Open your eyes to deception. Be yourself at the inception.
Explain to us I mean, you state everything that you wanted in this song, but explain to us what the effect of Premarin, what it's supposed to do for women.
Okay, Premarin was supposed to prevent osteoporosis, and it was supposed to prevent some forms of heart disease. Actually, the book In Our Stolen Future by Kolmanowski, Dubowski, and Myers, Colborn, Dumanowski, and Myers, made me realize when I heard about the book on National Public Radio in 1998 that they did experiments trying to find a cure for breast cancer, and in the interim found out that estrogen causes it. It actually causes lumps in the breasts. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of friends and their sisters, older sisters, who were on the pill, who have had lumpectomies, who have had mastectomies. I don't know if Gilda Radner or Melissa Manchester or Madeline Kahn had been on the pill, but I'm sorry that they are not alive to hear my song.
Mm-hmm. And what products are using estrogen?
As far as the book told me, and also I have another book from 1977 called Women and the Crisis in Sex Hormones by a husband and wife team, the Siemens, the husband of which is an MD. What was the question? Oh, the birth control pill contains estrogen in its many forms.
Okay, what are the different forms of the birth control pill that you claim women are using?
Okay, the pill itself, now they're giving Depo-Provera, I believe is the name, injections, birth control injections in a liquid form every 90 days so that the girls don't forget to take their daily pill. It's also in the birth control patch, which is new on the market, and the birth control implant, the Progestasert, which used to be implanted into the arm somewhere.
So the estrogen, which is in the pill, you're saying?
Yes.
In the birth control pill.
Right, which now they mix it for many years now. They found the estrogen was very toxic, and if they lowered the level of estrogen, it did not prevent ovulation. So they mixed it with the other female hormone, progesterone. Actually, they mixed it with the synthetic version, progestin, and that is the hormone that naturally Mother Nature had given us to release the lining, which caused our menstrual cycle every month. So they would put a little bit of that in it to make it less toxic, but now, according to another article in the Scottsdale Tribune, it's not. It's also toxic.
Well, there has just been a sign last year, 127 countries signed a treaty to ban toxic chemicals because it's affecting the entire ecosystem. Right.
DDT was outlawed in the U.S., and a lot of crop dusting in the 40s and 50s were using DDT in farmland all over the U.S. Now, DDT, according to Our Stolen Future, is a form of estrogen. So it worked as a pesticide because it would feminize the male bugs and render them infertile. And it did the same to humans. It also exacerbated natural genetic tendencies towards stroke and diabetes. Blood clots also related to stroke in the brain, aneurysms, the back of the eye, macular degeneration, and phlebitis in the legs. Blood clots are very common. Even the commercial I've seen on TV recently for the birth control pill with 3 beautiful young women claiming how they're not ready for babies, and it keeps their skin clear at the same time. I personally use an aloe vera frond. I peel it away and put it on my skin, and that seems to clear my skin up.
So you're saying we can use natural plants, but if these plants are being sprayed with chemicals such as DDT, then you are intaking.
Yes, you are ingesting it. Now, since the U.S. hasn't used it, there are still many other countries who do use it, which is why I prefer to drink organic wine and organic milk. I do believe that the commercial dairy cows have been injected with female hormones for many years, and it comes out in the milk and all its dairy products. So I recommend to anyone who is on the pill, especially right before they got pregnant, not to ingest any commercial dairy products and to go with soy milk, which is rich in natural estrogens, which are not harmful to men, rice milk, oat milk, carrot juice, orange juice, anything but liquid hormones, and I don't want our school children drinking it either.
Okay, so now, so you mentioned the estrogen is in the birth control pill. It's also used in plants. What about the, you had mentioned that it's also in hormone replacement?
Yes, it's a hormone replacement therapy and in fertility drugs. Not all, I believe, but according to the books that I stated before, that most fertility drugs are forms of estrogen, and I don't think it's healthy for the women or their children or their babies, because the ovaries and the testes is the same organ, except one goes down while the baby is forming and one goes up and becomes the ovaries. And to mix those messages, according to our stolen future, is like building a skyscraper with no elevator. So, as Sun Bear says, if you try to fool the great Earth Mother Father, it will backfire on you.
Okay, so why don't we hear you have another song that you wrote about birth control.
Yes, I wrote which one do you want? The one about the cap?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is something very important. I have never personally seen the cervical ring, but it was here briefly in the 80s, and somehow it disappeared. Now, according to the book, Women, the Crisis in Sex Hormones, that's because it doesn't necessarily require expensive spermicidal creams and jellies like the diaphragm does. Also, it doesn't cost a lot to make, so nobody can really make a large income. I would like to get our service women off of the pill if they're on it, and our university students, and let them have the cervical cap, which works on suction as well. They have it in Europe, they have it in Canada, and I think we should have preventative choices that are not toxic and that do not offend any other kind of groups. Prevention is always the best medicine. So this is a little funny song about truth in birth control pills and truth in all kinds of contraception. My diaphragm jelly's real messy. My sphincter keeps sphincting all up. The jelly drips down on my dressy. Oh, bring back the cervical cup. Bring back the cervical cap, the ring. Bring back, oh, bring back the ring as we sing. The sponge isn't quite as effective, nor early withdrawal's penalty. The rhythm is method elective. Oh, bring back the old pessary. Herod's wife used half a lemon. Cleo used dried up clay. Platinum, silver, or golden was what women used yesterday. Bring back the cervical cap, the ring. Bring back, oh, bring back the ring as we sing. The pill is a horror in motion. I get PMS every day. This lump in my breast's not a notion. Oy vey. I'll bring back the ring right away. In Europe they have it for ages. In Canada it's almost free. I want it right now, not in stages. From Brooklyn to California. Bring back the cervical catheter. Bring back the ring as we sing. You want more verses? Because I have about 10 more verses. But I don't have to sing them all. Now I have the condom, the IUD.
Well, why don't you tell us about why you feel that this particular... You wrote this song.
Yes.
And the song is about a form of contraceptive, which... Now, is it this particular form of contraceptive that you're saying if women use it, that then they won't have to ingest the birth control pill, which in essence is made out of estrogen?
Right. Yes. This is a preventative form. You don't have to get an abortion. You don't have to take the abortion pill, which is also, I believe I was told, it was a form of estrogen. You don't have to try to use all these diaphragm spermicidals, which I found very irritating. And I think they have perfected the IUD. It's just that it's not as available to everyone because here in the U.S. they put restrictions on it because they're fear to be sued. But the problem is that they are giving estrogen products to and birth control pills and injections, etc., to girls who have had a very clear family history of cancer as well as estrogen poisoning. Now, since the doctors are not required to tell them the risks, you would think that they would ask for the insert. However, many of the girls don't realize that the real insert that comes with the prescription, they have to request it from the pharmacist. The pharmacist just prints out a general information sheet with the receipt giving very few risks. And I believe that many of the girls I've spoken to, their mothers had been on the pill years ago. They had 1 or 2 or 3 lumpectomies and or a mastectomy. The hysterectomy rate in the U.S. is very, very high because the birth control pill sometimes, according to the book Women in Crisis and Sex Hormones, cause benign cysts in the ovaries. And I am very close to many women who have had benign cysts on their ovaries who were on the pill years ago, 15, even 20 years ago. And they had chosen to have both ovaries removed and their uterus. So I have one girl was 42, the other my age, 46, and then another close relative, 46, radical hysterectomies. And you know, that's another reason the gynecologists and some other medical doctors are pushing the hormone replacement therapy, because they don't even have their female reproductive organs intact.
Tell us about methotrexate, which is supposed to prevent the duplication of cancer cells. However, it is used as an abortion pill. Is that correct?
I really am not familiar with the chemical components of the abortion pill.
Okay. All right. Well, what I'm trying to figure out is, I mean, what are the alternatives?
The alternative is a diet rich in soybeans products, exercise. Jane Fonda workout. She has proven in her books that exercise creates bone density. And even if you do simple things, simple exercising, you don't have to put the fear of being hunched over into taking something that's actually toxic for you. So simple exercise, farming, growing plants, taking a walk.
Well, we live in the city, and we don't grow our own organic foods. And there truly is no guarantee that when you walk into an organic store that that chemicals were not used, okay, because they're using duplicated soil. Now, we know not all products are able to maintain themselves on the same soil. They don't grow, they don't produce after the soil is used for X amount of times. So we're talking about foods, but women who require calcium.
Yes, there's a vitamin supplement called Fosex, which is supposed to be very rich in calcium. Also, there are other foods such as broccoli and other cruciferous vegetables that are rich in calcium as well. And any nutritionist can help women with their diets. And I have saved some lives, I feel, and they have all gone from a gynecologist advice of taking hormone replacement therapy to a nutritionist because one lady got water bursts in her breasts, and another lady told me that she did ask her doctor about what are the risks, and the doctor told her to go to the library and look it up if she was concerned. And that was just last week. And another lady wouldn't let me leave the parking lot after a big benefit because her daughter had been on the pill and got a benign cyst about 15 years after and had to have one ovary removed and is just terrified of, you know, doing anything. And I just wanted to let people know that in 1950 the birth control pill was first announced into Puerto Rico from 1950 to 1958, and then when they found that the Puerto Rican women who were in the study on a regular basis didn't get pregnant, then they introduced it here in 1958. And I have some close family friends of mine who were on the pill, and they came over from Cuba in 1963, and about 15 years to 20 years later, I know one of them had a radical mastectomy, and never related it to the pill until I had asked them. Yes, she was on the pill for 5 years through Planned Parenthood. And I was on the pill for a month in 1975 through Planned Parenthood in White Plains, New York, where all the college girls seemed to have gone. And it made me very sick. I really felt like I had PMS every day because you're backing up your system. You're telling the follicle stimulating hormone, the FSH hormone, not to ripen this egg in the ovary. By introducing estrogen earlier into the cycle so it never ripens, it backs up the whole hormonal system. The body thinks it's pregnant, and then with the progestin, it sloughs it off, the lining of the uterus. So everything is artificial.
Okay, well, we're coming down to the last minute of the show. What are your suggestions to women for the first step that they can take, the very first stage?
Of osteoporosis, menopausal?
Of not ingesting, of educating themselves.
There will be withdrawal symptoms, according to the book, Women in Crisis and Sex Hormones. The withdrawal symptoms are because your body is 50, you're giving it hormones that say, hey, I'm 20.
Okay,
and
well,
then all of a sudden...
Florrie, we ran out of time.
Oh, okay.
And I do hope that you come back.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. This is Louise Mercado for Sounds of the People Presents.
Bye. Hi, Dad. Stepma. Play. Bring back the cervical catheter. Bring back, oh, bring back the ring as we sing. Abstinence isn't forgotten. Foreplay's as good as can be. Diseases are trying when smitten, but give me the choices for free. The condom was always a winner. The new ones are made with a tip. But if it breaks, sure as a spinner.